Hey you guys, it's Amy Gretchen. Welcome back. Today I wanted to share with you my Project Life album from 2015. This is one of my absolute favorite projects that I do. Unfortunately, this year I only got through about week 34, I believe, and I'm anxious to work on the other weeks and get those completed. That's something that I've been trying to do this week is, getting some more pictures printed. But I wanted to show you what I did last year, maybe give you a little bit of inspiration, encourage you perhaps to work on this project. It is the best way to document your life, just telling little bits and pieces of your life in these stories this way. When I go back and I look at 2013 and 2014, I love the stories. I love what I was able to capture, and so do my children, the whole family. We love looking at it together. So I'd encourage you to think about doing a project like this. This is just documenting the everyday, and I'll give you an idea of what I document as I go along. In here, you will see a lot of my inserts are from Studio Calico because I have the Studio Calico kits. And then some of them are my own as well. So let's just get started. This is the title page, and I've got a picture of all of us. The 2015, this came from a Studio Calico kit. And then I wanted to include my word strive because that was the word that I had focused on last year. And then here is week 1. It's a picture of Lola because it was her birthday. And anyway, these are just some pictures from the week. This is a journaling card that I got from, I believe it's Life Capture Ink. And I will probably be using this. I used it sometimes in 2015, but I'll probably be using it a lot more in 2016. Just because you'll see here, I've did a lot of these journal cards on every week, and it just takes so much time that I'm thinking, just bullet points would be great. And then I can tell more in-depth individual stories on the images themselves. You can see that I included a quote, and this is some pattern paper. I can't remember where, and this is just a die cut. So I don't want to take too much time, because this is a thick book, but I'll just kind of give you a rundown. This is a 4x7 sleeve, and I just added some goals. We had a night one night in January, obviously on week 2, and we talked about goals for the year, and everyone made their goals, and so I just cut them up and I put them in here. Something else that I really love to do is to capture our schedule at the time. A lot of times in January, as summer's hitting, and then back in the fall because the schedule changes. So that is something that I wanted to capture there. Let's see, week 3, just some more pictures. This is how I have been adding my 12 of 12 into my album. I've been printing it off on an 8 by 10, and on the back I've just been adding the journaling that I have on my blog. So because it's already done, it's just really quick and simple. And then another thing that I think is really great to include is screenshots of some of your conversations. So I think that is a lot of fun to include as well. Just some more pictures, and as you can see, I have these journaling for almost every week. And because I'm so far behind, the way that I'm able to do it sufficiently is I've been keeping this journal. I showed this, a long time ago in a video, but this is how I'm able to keep it all together. So I know exactly kind of what we did and little bits and pieces of stories that kind of go along with the story to help my mind remember. So I write this down daily or every other day, just kind of depending on how I remember. And this is how I can go back and do weeks. Like if I can go back and do week 40, because I can just go through here and look at week 40. So just more photos. This was a 4x6 card that I just decided to cut in half. And I'm noticing that some of them have rounded corners and some of them are straight. I honestly don't care about that anymore. A lot of ones that you buy are printed and they cut them with round corners. I wish they didn't do that, but they do. So I don't worry about that, and I don't round anything off. It takes too much time, and I don't know, I just don't enjoy taking the time to do that. I like the square better. These numbers that I've been using are die cuts, and I did that towards the beginning, and then you'll see later on that I started using stamps just because it was just a little too much work. Sometimes you just really have to simplify, and you can see there are some people that do this project that decorate a lot more than I do. I just like to keep it very simple. This is another thing that would be fun to include. This was Megan's Valentine this year, and so we just included it there. Here's another die cut from that same set. I think I bought it from Studio Calico, but I can't remember if it was one of their brands or something else. I like to include often thank you notes, and then always little art things that come home. If I can, I'll include it sometimes. I'll take pictures of it and print it and include it there. This is a little bit different style of pocket. I think this is the only time I ever did it, but I do like to mix it up, so I should do that more. I printed this and I printed this without realizing the way the pockets were going. And then I decided to just leave it and not to worry about it because, again, you only have so much time and I just don't want to fuss with it. This was a card actually that I got in the mail I think it was for my birthday. And so I just decided to include it because I thought it was really cute. This was a note that Megan's friend gave to her, and I thought it was so adorable. I wanted to include that as well. I thought that would be fun for her to remember. This is a card I made, and I made it really big. Let's see if I can find the other half. Anyway, the other half was right here, and I just included that there because I needed another little piece. And then this is a note that I reinforced with some washi and just some more photos. This is a photo 4x6 that I just cut in half. And my daughter wanted to rearrange her room, so she made a map. She's quite fond of that. Another idea for ideas for in your pocket is what everyone's reading. And so that's just kind of what everyone was reading there at the time. This was a key from our hotel room. We went out of town for Adam's birthday, and this 42 is for how old he was. I love being able to include things like this. This was I can't remember what size. I think this is 6x8 that I ended up using the fuse tool and making a little bit smaller so it would fit the program and then fit that picture inside. And another 12x12. And then a menu that my little Megan made for one of her games. So really enjoy including all those little things. And all these little bits and pieces are coming from Studio Calico kits. I like to include movie stubs when we've seen a movie. And here you can see that I stopped with the die cuts and I started using these. I believe these are Kelly Perky stamps. And then just a note that my daughter left me. I love including stuff like this. And then I did not have very many pictures this week. And so I blew up this picture of Lola, mostly because I love it so much. And then just keeping on with more photos. Oh, this right here is a die cut. And the way that I got it gold is that I printed off, let me see, I gave you this, this is just a sheet of black from my laser printer, which reacts with the foil. So I die cut it out of this, and then I put the gold on it and just added it to it. And this is a trip that we took for spring break. So I had a lot of pictures, and so I did an insert, and I always think that's a lot of fun to do. These are some letters for my girls that I included, and I could use the fuse tool here, but I just stuck it in. I probably, because of time. Oftentimes you'll see these notes here, and this is because I want to add I want to add a note there that may or may never change, because oftentimes I really don't go back because you just don't have time. You just got to keep moving forward. And that's the one thing that I would say about this project is to just, it's easy to fall behind, obviously, because I did that myself, but to just keep up as best you can. Here and here you can see that I tried using some stamps, to add right on the photo, and they didn't really work out well. This is using a pigment ink, and it just didn't work out the way that I was hoping. So these pictures I printed at Persnickety Prints, and they are pretty slick. I am going to start printing my own at home on this Epson printer that I got for Christmas. So I think I'm going to be able to do that a lot more. This was a card I got in the mail. I think it may have come with some of my Persnickety print pictures. So always be in the lookout for things that you can add to your album. This is some artwork of my daughters. And I ended up putting this winter on top of this spring card because it's spring, but we ended up getting, like, you can see, like, a couple feet of snow. It was kind of a crazy snow day. I include oftentimes programs. I hear my daughter play all the time, but I want her to be able to remember the songs that she played because it's probably something to easily forget. And then just some artwork. Like I said, I love including that. And just some more. This is a, I made this. I loved this project this year. I made this program for my daughter's violin group, and I wanted to include it here just because I love graphic design, and it was a lot of fun for me to be able to do that. Oh, and I can take this out. And the tickets as well. I designed those, and it was a lot of fun. So I wanted to make sure I had those included so I would remember. This is another trip we took to Florida, so I did another insert. That was a lot of fun. Hoping to do that again this year. It's a business trip. And I included the Studio Calico with a little, I was going to say a hashtag, but a geotag of where we were. It's kind of by the Keys. Week 20, another 12/12, and this you can see is just a loose photo. I didn't know where to put it. I wanted to have it, I had it printed, so I just stuck it on there. So I don't know, it'll just be there, I guess. This is a card that my husband had the girls and Lola do. I thought that was really, really cute for Mother's Day. Week 21, we are nearing the end of school, so it's a lot of fun for me to see, you know, time pass. This was from the breakfast. This is where the waiter wrote down our order, and he left it, so I decided to keep it. I thought that would be really cute. We took Tess to breakfast for her birthday, and these are just some photos from, this is a graduation photo. Another thing that I really love doing is adding maps, and we had this map around Venice because you can't go to that city without a map. It is so crazy, and it's interesting how you could go from here to here in no time at all. It's not far apart even though it looks it. So what I ended up doing is I wrote this travel log, and I talked about where we went and what we did each day. And I got these geotags. I don't even know where they're from. I want to say I probably got them at Studio Calico, but I'm not sure. And you know, I just said where we went, 1, and I added, you know, this was where our apartment was, 2. I wrote about how we were at St. Marco Plaza. So I just went through and I marked them here and marked them here. I thought that would be a really great way to show how we explored the city. And then we were there for 12/12, so I added that. Then we went to Corsica the next week with some friends, so obviously I'm missing some photos or something. I don't think I quite finished this spread, which is probably typical. I'll probably just go back and add a few cards, fillers type of thing. You can see that I'm missing. Yeah, these are just photos from that week. And then we've, this is, I think this is week 26. I added this photo of my dad and my uncle because I'm working on this book for his family, this genealogy book, and so that I was really working on it a ton this week, and so I wanted to add that there to kind of show where my time went. Week 27, just another fun week. It was the 4th of July. People were on camps. I do this a lot when I have a lot of photos or maybe like Instagram photos. I'll put them together so I can add more photos to the week. This is a card that I got in the mail, or I think I bought something at Anthropologie, and so this came with it. So, you know, it's fun to just collect those things. If you like it, you keep it and then you use it. Another 12 of 12. And a baptism program, which I thought was really, really cute. This was I created this invitation for my daughter's party, so I wanted to add that there because I thought it turned out really cute. This is week 29, I believe. I don't know why it's not on the picture. I'm going to have to add that in. Something that I haven't done on this week because I still have some photos to add, and I wanted the Becky Higgins G-style page protector, and I didn't have any, so I need to buy some. All right, moving on to week 30. This was a cute Studio Calico cards. I thought that would be really fun, very summery. You can see that I've been using this week template a lot more. Haven't finished the journaling there, but I'll definitely get to that. This is a picture of when Bella went to Russia. So it's a lot of fun to include enlargements as well. And then I put her plane tickets there. And a card from when we went shopping. Just adding little bits and pieces. A sticker I got from Jackson Hole. This was a note that Megan wrote to me, which I think is a lot of fun to include that. Then I added another map that showed that she was in Moscow this week. Just another week. This was the week that they went to Lake Powell. I stayed home because Bella was getting home from Russia and I needed to pick her up. And now that I'm looking at this picture, I realized I wanted to cut this off and add some journaling there. That's funny. I may never do that. 8.5. This is another 12 of 12, of course. And these are little bits that I kept. This was from a Coke can with, you know, obviously Adam's name, and then he went and gave blood, and so I kept that, and I wanted to add that in there. And then I'm finished. That's it. That's all I have. There's little bits you can see in that I've done. And this is kind of how I go through the year or through the week when I have like some paraphernalia or something that I want to put in there. This is a note. Like if I knew this was an interesting weather week, I'd throw this card in. You can see that I have this down. And you know, you can see I've got Post-its down that show the week there. There's a spotlight. Just my daughter won the reflection. So little things that come up, or, you know, the school play, I'll throw them in there so that I remember. I also have this that I've used, and I'll throw things in there that I want to keep as well. So did you actually see that? Was it off camera? So I'll kind of look through and see if I want or have space to include any of those things. So anyway, this is Project Life 2014. This is where I'm at. I do want to finish it. You guys, I can't say enough about this project. There's two things that I love. I love 12 of 12, absolutely love this project. And then I love doing Project Life because it gives me a place to put my photos and a place to tell my stories, because honestly, I don't have time to scrapbook like I used to. And so this is just a quick and easy way to do it. So I hope this is something that you'll give a try. There's so many ways to do it. There's 6x12 albums, there's 9x12, there's 6x8. You don't have to do it so big. I just feel like I always take so many photos and I have so many things that I want to say. So anyway, I will catch you next time, and I will show you how I am doing my 2016, because I've started that as well. So, all right, you guys, have a really great day. Catch you later.